world of YouTube. Tale for sight here. And sorry for the sideways screen. This will not allow me to do a full screen, so it's got to be small. But I am just using this for an example anyways, and I do have to weigh in on my thoughts, theories on this case of Y5 dipsticks, and hopefully they get the cruelest of punishment in the prison system for pulling over, Tyre Nichols and beating him. Now, Jesus Christ, man. You want to talk about trying to make police look good? And, people, why they lose sometimes their faith in the police? This is just a sad, tragic story, and I just cannot believe I witnessed like another Rodney King, another George Floyd, or any type of, brutal beating that comes from any type of police officer. I mean, Rodney King, let alone, was just, brutal to watch. I mean, I remember when that first aired and, it was all over the news, and I'm like, what the of course, it was a big riot back in them days, and, what in the hell are people thinking? Now, nothing can compare to, say so the 5 officers back then, or 6, or how many ever was, to 5 officers today. You got freaking full-grown men, all right? And I did, get a catch of this guy, Tyre, and, he kind of looked like a, average height, but small man. And for whatever reason, and it just baffles me every time something like this comes out. Believe me, I'm sure there's been many more of these incidents that have occurred, but, never went national. But what in the hell is wrong, with these men, especially when you're big men? And they weren't, besides all their gear they have to wear, I'm sure it gives a little more, body bulk. But to me, when I looked at them guys, and I've seen a lot of cops that do have a little gym working out massive muscle, let alone if they're just naturally built that way. But I would love to just sit there in front of these 5 men and ask them like one question, and that would be, how in the hell can 5 men of your size can't contain a man of his size without brutal force? I'd love to ask that question. What are you, a bunch of pansies? Or they just like to torture people? Whatever the case may be, because, they tase the guy. They pull out their feet and punching and kicking and... and then they say, the mace. If you don't know how to use a can of mace, being that many years on the force, then what the hell are you doing on the force? And when I seen the video, it didn't look like they were too busy trying to rub their eyes and see where they were going after this guy. They were accurate on every kick, every hit, every punch. Kick and punch. It was all accurate. I didn't see, even if you watch that video, it's horrific to see, but if you just stand there and sit there and watch to see how many times that they go to rub their eyes and try to look around, there ain't none of that. Seems like, if they got sprayed, then they say, what was a light spray? Something that don't it agitates, but it won't blind you, or whatever the case may be. 5 grown men can't contain one man. And you know what? That's just ludicrous. I hope these guys get the fullest instinctive, whatever it takes to drive them to the frickin' ground. Because this, there's got to be other ways. And then, you know what? Maybe the academy should be showing, I'm sure they do, maybe they do, but shouldn't they be teaching them like jujitsu or something where hand-to-hand combat type martial arts? That if you can't contain a man and you want to use, less lethal approach, then you use hand-to-hand combat. You don't just go up there and literally sprawl out like a friggin' maniac, kicking, punching. And then the guys, oh man, I couldn't imagine any of my kids or friends or family or, relatives or just anything to see anybody go through that. And the guy's crying out for his mother at that. And that's just right, tears your friggin' heart in half. And you gotta friggin' listen to that. And then they've been showing it. That's embedded in your head. It's just, oh man. I mean, all my years of getting in trouble, and I have been arrested quite a few times, there was only one time that I believe that I'm surprised I didn't get, probably beaten up by cops. But I'll tell you something right now. It was for a reason that, not to get into much details because it's got to do with family. But say so an issue came about, but the cops were called about the family, and I'm the one that got arrested, and I'm the one that didn't start it. And because I didn't start it, and I didn't feel I was wrong, I did go off and say some things I should have said, shut up. But, disorderly conduct, you're under arrest. And I'm thinking, you son of a... And right, I'm not the one that started this crap, but I'm the one that had to sit in jail. I'm not, I knew what was going down. I had a feeling what was coming. It was very disrespectful. Because, my kids were involved at this at 2 a.m, midnight, and literally, right, had to leave the house. But, just a long story to make short, when I got arrested, and this cop kept taunting me, I was asking him, what the hell you arrested me? That person is more friggin', has more of a record than me. And he's telling me to shut up. And I said, So I started slamming my head off the back of the cage. Boom, boom. Well, all night in the friggin' cell, I was screaming. Because, it was just one of them situations that, right, I shouldn't have been there, but it went that way. I did my time for it, went to court, whatever, and, got out of it. Didn't go to, prison, but what a mess. But I'm surprised that night, right, because what I was doing, I shouldn't have, but I couldn't stand listening to this cop, degrade me when I'm not one at fault. And that's what it is. There's some bad cops out there, right? And when you get involved with them, that was the only time I've ever caused ruckus with the police. Other than that, I stop, drop, and put my hands behind my back. I don't resist, and I won't, fight any type of cop, whether they're bad or good, because, stuff like this could happen, especially my way with my record. So I gotta be a light foot on this kind of situation. Whenever I haven't been in trouble for a long time. And I've had cops say to me that knew me, saying, "Whoa, thought you disappeared or died." I said, yeah, no, I'm just staying away from you guys. Don't want to be near you no more, it's that type of thing, But, cops, I did when I was a teenager, I did do something I won't say what, but I was swimming in a pool. I did something very, very stupid, and I deserved what I got that night, but it only goes to show that there's some cops that don't care. And when I was a teenager, hey, I made a mistake. I mean, I apologize, and the people were actually nice and didn't even press charges. But what I did, was uncalled for, and I shouldn't have done it. I don't even want to say it, but the cop ripped me out of the car and slammed me up against the car. You're arrested, you're under arrest. All right, you're right, you got the right to remain silent. He slammed me off the car, slammed my head on the friggin' window. I mean, that one and the other one was, pretty much the only time that I ever had an interaction with the police. But that first one, I kind of deserved it, like I said. But, it's crazy what a cop will do. And mind you, that was like back in 88. So, I mean, yeah, they only can show how long or what. And I remember someone talking about the police back in that time, 87. Talking about, all the cops use their badges. And he had gotten arrested for something that, wasn't just because of his little bit of reputation. And he wasn't that bad of a person. I think it just had to do with, like, the marijuana thing. And back then, yes, marijuana, right, was illegal. But I think it was just something in that case. But the cops treated him like crap. And I even think they roughed him up while arresting him. And, this guy's talking about, this guy took the badasses with the badge. Blah, blah, blah. I mean, he just had got out of jail. He was in the apartment talking to his family members. And I was there because, I got a family member dating their family member type thing. And I listened to him about, have all the time I was staying there about ranting about cops and using their badges wrong. So, I mean, there is a long list of history. All right, bad cop, good cop. And unfortunately, there's a lot more bad cops out there that we even know about. So, yeah, when you get arrested, man, you gotta just be sure that you don't get one of them bad ones that have a hair across their ass one day, because, right, you can end up like this. But I'm glad they're on it. I'm glad this guy, I'm sure, will get the damn justice he deserves. I give my big, heart, warm condolences to his mother and family. No one should have to, and it's too late because it's all scarred in the brain, man. You want to talk about razor blades and lemon juice? Oh, man. I just can't imagine what this woman's going to go through, or family members, and gotta just have this horrific, and then they still gotta go to court for this, and I hope they all go in that friggin' courtroom until they sentence these douchebags, and put it to them. But I mean, hey, I don't know, man. It just makes you think, yeah, are we safe? So, but I would like to ask these dumb little punk-ass bitches, all 5 of them, 1 man, 5 men, you couldn't contain them or do it the right way. Like, wow, what was he doing really to make you have to do all this of pepper spraying, tasing, and then that, kicking him down when he ain't even going after anybody. And the worst thing and the worst part about it is that it was said by the chief of police, I guess they had no rights to stop him, so. Wow. What is this world coming to? Unless they did have something on this kid, say so if he had a bad record, but still, if you're gonna arrest somebody, you do it properly. You don't do it stupidly. And these 5 men, man, what a bunch of pansies. Pansies. So help the brother community out there in the prison system. who just actually get, yeah, I can't finish that. My brothers. Hopefully they all know what's coming to them when they hit that jail cell of population. Yeah, that's right, suckers. But, I don't know, man, this is just terrible. And it goes on, you know, every day, and half the time we don't even know about it. But I don't know, man. I gotta give my moment of silence. And I hope for, well, I'm not a sorry God believer, but I hope for God's sake, and if his mother is Catholic, in her words, that the Lord will bring down some damn good justice on these 5 young, dumb officers. Then now you are on the dumbest list and the dumbest criminals, and there you are trying to supposedly protect and serve the innocent, but you turn onto the backside of the burner and burn your asses just like any other stupid, rotten criminal out there, and do the most dumbest thing you could ever imagine doing. One of the most dumbest things. It's like, wow, no words can even explain, but damn. What a bunch of morons. What a bunch of pansies. You better get out there in the field, whistle with the pussy willows, and blow in the wind, suckers. You don't belong in the big world. You belong where all the wild animals roam, pee, crap, walk all over you with their dirty feet. Maggots should run through your brains. Yeah, 'cause you have no brains. They might as well just eat the rest of the little brains you have in there. And boy, you're going to be suffocating that brain sitting on your ass too, man. Maybe that's where your brain is, in your ass. And you've been sitting on it too long in the squat cars, driving around, just playing with your radios, doing stupid traffic stops. You sat on your brain too long, didn't you? Suffocated it. Bunch of sissy, pansy asses. Oh, man, I would love to say it to each and every one of them. All 5. Message to you. To the family and friends of Tyre Nichols. I'm hugely sorry for your loss. I feel that pain. Till that next video, be safe, take care. And now I'm scarred for life for this one. It's like any other beating that's gone down the wrong way. It's not good to watch. And it's definitely not good to see, and, ow.